Hey guys, so I'm here to share with you all some of my expedition teams because I know, especially for newer players, it's pretty hard to build a proper expedition team that can at least do, I don't know, 800k so that it doesn't seem like you're leeching, right? But of course, if some of these units you don't really have, it's fine. Just get some of your stronger friends to like kind of carry you through. But anyways, let's get into it. We'll start with fire first. So my team over here would be Tamarin, uh, Fire Shuri, oops, just Shuri, Fire Shuri, Fene, and everyone's favorite Brick. So this team is a guaranteed 1.8 million clear. I'll show you guys my builds in a while. But this team is pretty much a guaranteed 1.8 million clear. The only thing you need to note is turn off Shuri's skills because it kind of just wastes time. It's just to make it faster. You can turn it on if you want, but his S3 animation is kind of long and you don't really need it. And yeah, so this team I have 100% chance for 1.8 million clear, and it pretty much clears before the boss even gets his second big skill. So I'm pretty sure you guys know that the mechanism for Fire Expo is basically just once the boss activates his big skill, you kind of need to have CR push so that you can lap the boss and hit him 6 times to bring him out of the special form or some shit. And then uh and it's to basically just avoid big damage, right? So anyways, let me just show you guys my builds. Hold on. So firstly, Tamarin. I have mine on Warfare, but it's not important at all. You just need to follow these stats. If you want, you can build some effectiveness. It doesn't really matter. Effectiveness is not for the Fire Expo, it's for another one, which I'll show you later. The artifact also does not really matter. It's really just get some stats like this. It's not too little bulk so that she doesn't really die that easily. For Brick, standard build, I'm going like kind of sub DPS. You don't really need crit damage, but you do want 85 effectiveness. This is just, I don't know why this is here. It doesn't really matter as well. And of course, some HPs would be good. It's really nothing special, honestly. For Fene, the typical Destro pen, you don't really need to copy the exact sets. Just get the stats. You just need HP, a lot of crit damage, some speed will be good, and I like to use this artifact. This is not the only one with this skill. I'm pretty sure there are others, but I don't really remember the name. Let me try to find. This one is another one. Yeah, I think this is the most common one. So you can just use either one of these. Both are really good for PvE and hence Expo. So, and Fire Fury, right? This one you just really need 100 crit. I just build damage to make the run faster. And the speed also does not really matter. I like to run Rosa Hagana so that increases the his dual attack chance. So that what he does on this is his passive. When he makes a critical hit, he just increases everyone's combat radius by 25%. So in the fire exposed like special zone thing, this it gets quadrupled to 100%. So everyone just takes a turn immediately, and you basically can bypass the mechanism pretty easily. So the only thing that's important here is 100 crit. You really don't need anything else. It's so that his passive can work, right? And then any damage you can stack on top of that is just extra to make the run faster. And yeah, that would be it for the Fire Expo. And let's go back to Ice. Okay, for Ice, my team, this one requires a little bit of gear tuning. Senya is my main like tank to soak up the boss's debuff. But honestly, there are many variations to this team, such as a CR push. But for me, I'm just getting someone to just tank it, so I don't have to care about the CR push. I actually do have Tamarind here as well, so just ignore the fire, right? I use Tamarind in a lot of these, so don't mind me. And even though Tamarind is like a elemental disadvantage, it doesn't really matter. She won't die. Don't worry. As long as you build her properly, she won't die. And it's honestly not that close to dying. Our DPS, Fenris, and okay, honestly, I forgot who was the last one. Let me take a look at my grass units. Okay, no, no, no. It was okay. I remember. It was Brig. Yeah, it was Brig again. So Fenris is your main DPS, and Brig is your debuffer. You still need a defense Brig. You don't really care whether Senya takes a turn or not. She just needs to not die, and it's pretty hard to die honestly, as long as you build enough bulk. But it's important that your Senya has more attack than Fenris, and you have to take into account whatever artifact you put on Fenris as well. So if you, for some reason, you're using like Dark's Noctis, which gives him attack every time an ally crits, then his attack might go over Senya, and on the next boss's S3 or something, then Fenris will get the debuff instead. So you don't want that to happen. You need to take into account all these things. So I'll just show my builds real quick. Okay, let's go first with Senya. You just stack full attack, some HP, everything else does not matter, the artifact does not matter. E also does not matter. I personally turn the skills off because she does take a turn sometimes, especially since I'm running Warfare Tamarin, right? So the Tamarin build is the same. I'll just show it again in case you guys want to see again. Brick build is also the same, the exact same. And Fenris. The Fenris build is you don't really need speed, and I'm running Victoria's Flag so that he takes less damage and does more, especially in since it's Expo, right? And Pen is pretty good, especially since all his attacks are like single target. So yeah, any imprints you can get would be good. Just basically just stack damage, right? So I'm not running any attack increasing artifacts or anything, so this will never ever go over my Senya's attack. But that's my strategy. Other people I know they just use a CR pusher, but I'm not really sure how it works because I'm pretty sure you have to manual if you use like A lot or something. But yeah. So coming back to the tier list. So yeah, this is my team for ice. It that gets a 1.8 million about 70% of the time. Depends on RNG whether Breed wants to land his defense breaks or not. But honestly, you can solve it by just putting him inside the imprint concentration. Which hold on, let me show it. Imprint concentration, not imprint concentration, imprint circuit. This one, this one. So if you give them a break, he basically can't miss defense breaks and it becomes 100%, right? So uh okay, so assuming you don't have the imprint circuit stuff, it's about a 70% chance for 1.8 million, but it definitely guarantees over 1 million. For all these teams guarantee over 1 million. And some of them, like the fire one, has a guaranteed 1.8 million, stuff like that. Okay, let's go to grass. Grass Expo, this one honestly requires some units that are kind of obscure and not really used anywhere else other than Expedition. But I do like how easy it makes these units make the Grass Expedition. So Haste, your primary defense breaker. This is the only one where you don't really use Fene or Brig. Lilias is my front tank. You don't really need Lilias per se. Uh you can replace her with like Cecilia or something. I'll include that later. Lilias, Bomb Maracana. I run her on Bloodstone so that she can provide some sustenance. But honestly, your haste puts Vampiric Touch right on the boss on his S2, so that is could be enough, could not be. Meru, oops, Mercedes. Of course, the upgraded one would be better, but it doesn't seem like this Cecilia bot has the upgraded version. But yeah, this is my team. So this one almost guarantees is about 85 to 90%, 1.8 million clear. It really depends on Haze also, whether he lands the defense breaks. And Bomb Arcana has a passive that essentially increases her dual attack chance depending on whether her S3 is up or not. And it can really do a lot of damage. So let me just show you guys my builds. Okay, so let's go to Haze first. I built him, of course, Alabastron just for effectiveness and to potentially land another defense break. There's a decreased defense over here in case he becomes a bum and misses it, because it is a 85% chance. So even if you put him in imprint circuit, he still might miss it, right? So you only need 85 crit because you're against Grass Expo and you really don't use him anywhere else. 85 effectiveness as well, and whatever attack you can get just to make the run faster. Preferably be the fastest unit on your team so that you don't really lose damage, right? Okay, let's go to Lilias. Like I said, you can really just run Cecilia instead of her. I run 100 crit. It doesn't really matter honestly. She's just there to tank the single target attack because you really need a Fire Knight. So honestly, Adventure Rush works as well. Yeah, and then Bomb Monocana. Like I mentioned just now, Bloodstone will be really good. Just you only need 85 crit here, as much crit damage as you can get, as much attack as you can get. My gear kind of sucks, that's why I have a lot of bulk. You don't need any bulk at all. She kind of it's almost impossible for her to die. For this one, I like this EE the best for more speed and dual attack chance. Like the one I mentioned earlier is a passive. She gets more dual attack chance when she's in striking stance, in which is after you use S3. So basically for 2 turns, because it's a 3 turn cooldown. And then finally, it is Meru, just a typical DPS build, full DPS. You run her signature artifact. I run this because I run this instead of self imprint because haste once attack, Kana once attack. So yeah, I would prefer this. And yeah, so going back to the tier list, I'll add in the options that I mentioned earlier. Adventurer Ras, I'll just put it next to Lilius, and Cecilia, Fire Cecilia, of course. Cecilia is honestly pretty good because she also has a constant defense break on the S1. So in case your haste becomes a bum and doesn't let anything, she can like, kind of follow up. But yeah, so that'll be it for grass. And for light, uh, this is a controversial pick, but I do use Fanny here. But this is purely because I don't really care. But it does take some gear to make her work there because if you all know that light actually seals your entire team. So Fanny actually loses 30% crit chance because it's in a passive. So you do need to build 30 crit chance over the cap if you want her to like guarantee crit. But one of the main DPSs that I think everyone should do is SC Common Rose. What she does is basically just shut down the entire light boss, like not the mechanics, like the skill set. So his every time you hit him once per turn, he'll get a defense buff. What she does on the S3 is puts unbuffable on him. So you basically he can't get a defense buff ever. And if he does have a defense buff at the time that you S3, she also strips like the defense buff as well. And then her S2 inflicts a speed down, so that's really good to make the boss take less turns, which is especially important when he enters the barrier phase because you want to remove the barrier before he gets his S3 in. Of course, Brick is here. Brick, okay, it's important here to not have units with passive, so that's why I say Fene is a controversial pick. Kamen Rose does not have passive, Brick does not have a passive, and most importantly, Brick defense breaks and speed downs. So even if your Kamen Rose misses her S2 speed down, your Brick is there to cover it. And the last unit that I use is actually Fenris. And of course, you guys might know that he has a passive, but honestly, if you take a look at his passive, which is right over here, this essentially just when an ally suffers extra attack, counter attack, do attack, gains fighting spirit, and activates this thing. It honestly does not matter. You don't really need this. You're really just there for raw damage. He does a lot of damage, which is why I like him here. But of course, there are other options to instead of him if you don't have him, and that will be Fire Samia. So I'll just add into the playlist. I mean not playlist, tier list. So Fire Samia. Oops, I keep forgetting that. Okay, so Fire Samia. Cerise is honestly pretty good here, especially if you have Miss Comfy. But honestly, it's a lot of new players won't have that artifact. It's a limited collab artifact that inflicts defense break every time she does a single attack. She also does unbuffable, so it's similar to Kamen Rosa's S3. Samia does not have a passive, which is why she's a really good DPS, and she also gives herself like self buff. So alright, one thing I have to mention is it's important for your units to be able to give themselves buffs, because for example, if Brick S2s, right, only he gets the barrier and his special buff, but everyone else does not get a barrier. So like everyone else essentially gets a block debuff. So Samia has the S2 for the gap. Cerise has an invulnerability on the S3. Fenris has an attack buff on his S3. Uh, Fanny has a rage and immunity from her S1. I mean from her S1 and S3. So, but it's important that all these units need damage because the boss gives everyone vampirism, which heals based on damage dealt. So it's important to build a series of damage. So let me just show you my builds real quick for all of them except for Fire Semia. I don't have a build. My Fire Semia is like it's just yeah, it's not good at all. But our Fenris, same build. I just run the same thing. And the reason why earlier I said I run some damage is because I run Brick in Light Expo. It's important to have damage so that he doesn't die, especially since he's the front line. Cerise, I don't use her anymore. I used to use her for Light Expo, but I just found Fenris to be better. Does more damage. So it's also you have to build some damage. Some damage. This is the artifact I was talking about. Does decrease defense. I'm sure there's other alternatives, but I'm too lazy to really think of it. But yeah, you do want some effectiveness more than this, obviously, like 85%. And yeah, she's just there to for the dual attacks. Uh, so once this is on cooldown, doing S1 will do attack with a random ally. So it's just more damage, right? So for Fanny, like what I mentioned just now, she gets 30% crit chance here. I honestly don't remember if my gear is overcap. I'm pretty sure it's not. So let me just find how much crit chance is this. 6. If I put this. Okay, so I'm overcapped by 9. So in the battle, I am actually 79 crit chance. So yeah, I do miss crit a fair bit, but honestly, I don't care. I still do get 1.8 million about half the time. Uh, yeah, about half the time. And honestly, even if I don't, it's pretty close. I get about 1.6, 1.7 if I miss it. And for command rolls, I do use Kadra. Currently she's on gear because expedition is off. But if I were to just gear her real quick. Pen out is really optimal here because all attacks are single target. Okay, let me just manually gear this. It's all Destro gear. Honestly, just go like the typical DPS stats. Whatever. You do 100 crit chance, so that part's important. So you just run something like this. I don't know. Just really something like this. It doesn't really matter if you don't get 100, because like I showed my brick just now. I'm running this artifact, which gives everyone 15% crit chance. So yeah, you can really just run this artifact if your gear is like mine. It's not really good. You don't have crit chance, or you're just lazy to really shift around your gear. Her self imprint is flat defense for some reason, so I do opt to run this so that everyone else gets more tankiness. This one is just more damage when the target is debuffed. For Light Expo, the boss is debuffed 99% of the time, so this is the best to opt to maximize your DPS. And is there any other unit I missed out? No, there isn't. Okay, let's go back to the tier list. Finally, for Dark. Okay, this Dark is my other 100% 1.8 million clear. And it's basically the exact same team as the Fire Expo, which means Fire Shuri, Fene, Brick, and Tamarin. This team, just exactly the same skills, turn off Fire Shuri's skills. Okay, honestly, you do have to manually a bit if you care about optimizing it, because the way I build all my units, they all go before the boss. And the boss's S3 does cleanse all the defense breaks, all that, and strips all your buffs. So I would just hold on to their skills turn one, and then after the boss does his S3, then you just press auto and get your free 1.8 million clear. The builds are exactly the same, but just in case you guys missed it again, I'll just show again, right? Okay, Fire Fury, same thing, just get 100 crit. Rosa Hagana, I like it the best. Speed Imprint does not matter. If you're lacking crit, you can just swap to Crit Chance Imprint. Makes it much easier. Fene, the same build, just some good amount of HP, good amount of speed, so that she get, cause the more injured she is, she gets a percentage increase for her speed, right? So the more you get, the more increase she gets. And she really just zooms really fast. And the more turns she gets, the faster you'll clear, of course. Just get over 300 crit damage, 350 would be the best. Break, some damage would be good, just to make the run faster as well. This artifact, it was for the light expo, so you don't really have to care about this one. It's just because I'm pretty lazy to change up gear every time I want to do different expo. So I just have a build that works for all, right? And Tamarin, like I said, warfare is not important. You can just run speed hit, speed HP, speed anything, speed offset, whatever. Just get around 210, 220 speed, even 200 plus is fine. Get around this amount of bulk. Uh, as long as the EHP is around the same, is okay. But for Dark Expo, he does have this like S2 that is a dual attacks with a tiny cannon and gives himself a defense buff, right? So maybe you want to give her some effectiveness so that in case Breeks strip on S3 gets 15% or something like that, her S1 in the idol form can strip it as well. But it's not too important. I don't think it's that important. I trust my Breek enough. Just put him in imprint circuit and it'll be fine, right? Unfortunately, Expedition is not active right now for me to show you guys the runs itself. But you guys just will have to trust me on this one. I've run all these throughout Expo. I get my 1.8 million clear and then I just start sweeping everything. So it's really optimal. It makes Expedition a lot less like a chore. So I do recommend all these teams. The only one that is kind of hard or bad to follow, in my opinion, would be the grass team, right? Because Haste, Kana, Meru, and Lilias, like who the hell builds them, man? They are not used anywhere else anymore. At most Mercedes, like maybe 2 years ago or some shit in PvP, she was decent. Eras currently in RTA, very, 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 very niche use with Tori. But even then, there are other better options like Arrowell or something. And Cecilia, yeah, she's not used anywhere, right? But yeah. So I hope you guys found this video informative and it helped you guys build your teams more easily. If you guys have any questions, feel free to drop it in the comments below. I'll try to answer them as soon as possible. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.